Hey everyone, it's Raj from 3CB Performance. On April 1st, 2018, Tony El Cucuy Ferguson slipped during a promo event in the lead-up to his much-anticipated lightweight title match with undefeated Khabib. In the following days and week, Ferguson felt persistent pain in his left knee but tried to train through it. However, an MRI revealed a completely ruptured left lateral collateral ligament, LCL, which led to El Cucuy pulling out of the fight. 3 months later, he posted a video of himself doing a quote durability test with seemingly no ill effects from the injury, with many MMA insiders and fans alike wondering how he rehabbed so quickly. To answer that question, I'll dig a little deeper, starting with the injury itself. The LCL is one of the four major stabilizing knee ligaments. It's a cord-like structure that sits on the lateral outer aspect of the knee, starting at the femur, thigh bone, and then ending at your fibula. One fun fact about the LCL is that it actually inserts into one of the hamstring tendons, the biceps femoris to be exact, before reaching its final destination. Think of the LCL like a rubber band that's tensioned during movement and helps keep the knee within its normal range of motion. Specifically, the LCL resists, quote, varus motion and external rotation. When either varus force or external rotation force, or quite commonly both in combination, is too great, the LCL is overstretched and fibers tear. In Tony's case, the slip resulted in all the LCL fibers being torn apart, aka a full grade 3 rupture. A traumatic mechanism of injury is a typical profile for a complete LCL rupture. However, isolated LCL ruptures are extremely rare, less than 2% of all knee injuries. Accordingly, it's very likely that Tony also had damage to what's known as the quote posterolateral corner, PLC, which, in addition to the LCL, also consists of the popliteus tendon, popliteofibular ligament, and the posterolateral capsule. Further reinforcing the likelihood of a combination injury is that isolated LCL ruptures are very, very rarely operated on, and we know Ferguson went under the knife in mid-April. Following surgery, Ferguson entered into a grueling rehab process that in the early stages consists of scar mobility, controlling pain and inflammation, restoring full range of motion, normal gait, walking mechanics, and low-level strength. One method that Ferguson used to control pain and inflammation is known as cupping. This technique originated in China centuries ago, and you might have first heard about it when Michael Phelps appeared at the Olympics with huge circles on his back, shoulder blade, and neck. You place little cups on the skin and then use a device to pull out all the air, reportedly resulting in increased blood flow, muscle relaxation, and expedited healing. Research is very much still up in the air, but when done right by an appropriate medical provider, it's basically no risk. As rehab progressed, the emphasis shifted towards higher level strength, power, and endurance, along with balance, proprioception, and agility, becoming more and more individualized and sport-specific, with intensity gradually ramping up. At 13 weeks, Tony was back to doing heavily dynamic activities. Many were left saying that either he's a, quote, freak of nature, or he's rushing his rehab. Not to be the burster of bubbles, but his rehab timeline fell right in line with the expected 12 to 16 week return to sport timetable after combined LCL-PLC rupture. At 13 weeks, Ferguson was right at that mark, and then you factor in that he's an elite athlete with a high level of pre-injury fitness and excellent care afterwards, and that video didn't surprise me much at all. However, does that video mean he was ready to get back into the ring at that point? Absolutely not. His rehab progress was a great positive indicator, but the physical and mental stress of an MMA fight is a whole different animal. To that point, he wasn't actually cleared to fight until August, after very likely passing numerous more benchmarks and challenges. One of the last things to subside after a major injury, and this is borne out by the research, is the fear of movement or re-injury, aka kinesiophobia. Ask any athlete who's come back from major injury, and they'll talk about getting through the fear and rebuilding confidence as one of the toughest hurdles to clear. After being cleared, Cucuy returned to the octagon on October 6, 2018, approximately 6 months post-injury, against Anthony Pettis, beating him in round 2. That timeline of 6 months would be more than enough time to complete rehab effectively and get ready for the fight. If Tony had any deficits, it was likely his physical endurance rather than knee-related. He hasn't shown any signs of slowing down since, and I'm looking forward to seeing him continue on his current streak of 12 unbeaten. And maybe one day we'll actually get to see that showdown with Khabib. That's a wrap for this video. Thanks for watching. My goal is to provide you with in-depth, evidence-based, narrative-free analysis, you can always find me on IG and Twitter at 3CB Performance. Make sure to sub to the channel for the latest updates. 3CB out.